Hello everyone, Treecks here, and welcome back to Game & Watch Gallery 2. Last time we actually finished off the first two games. Not per se my favorite ones, in all honesty. Parachute and Helmet. But this weekend we are going to start off with games that I like a little bit more. Anyway, let's go start off by doing some things on the Noteboard. Last time we actually got a couple of secrets, you might say, a couple of hints. We did not get the notice for them because of clearing the game fully, but they are still here. Let's go over them. First one is Parachute Modern Secrets. In Modern mode, bonus chance every 100 points. Catch the star for the bonus. If a boo buddy is caught, it will be trouble. Something I already explained myself, but still. Helmet Classic Secrets. In Classic mode, when falling objects can't enter the door, they will be collected. When 3 fall on the ground, you get 1 point. Also something we've noticed. But anyway, here's the official secret. For Modern, at 50 coins, a star appears. And at 500 and 1000 points, the stage changes. If you score less than 100, you might want to keep on trying. Yeah, I was indeed correct. It was at 1000 points that the third stage appears. Something we did not quite see yet. Next up, we're going to talk about Star Mode. That sounds familiar. From the first Game & Watch Gallery. If we break 1000 points in Modern mode, and Star Mode opens up. Put the cursor on Modern and press up on the control pad. Interesting. Also something that returns from the first Game & Watch Gallery game, apparently. Might want to check that out later. Next up, Music Room. In the Music Room, you can listen to the game music. Each game that you conquer gives you more music to hear. Yeah, obviously not all of the music is going to be unlocked at first. First you need to play the games before you can hear the music in the sound test, you might say. Ooh, the museum. That's a place we haven't even checked out yet. Perhaps after today. Information about Game & Watch titles is found here. Scoring high lets you see more titles. Score 1000 points in all of the games of Game & Watch Gallery and link to this one to see them too. Oh, that's interesting. I must admit that's something I didn't even know. Unfortunately, not something I can do, but interesting to find out. But anyway, I think now that we're busy showing off things, might as well also jump into the museum. I did not show it off yet, but here it is. That's indeed what the museum is. Just like in Game & Watch Gallery 1, there's a place where we can check out old Game & Watch titles. Some of them we actually cannot get here in Game & Watch Gallery 2. Some of them we need to actually link to Game & Watch Gallery 1, apparently. In order to get the ones that were from there in here as well. But the game also has its own new titles, you might say. Like Donkey Kong, for instance. In fact, also a game that's present in Game & Watch Gallery 2, so... we'll be seeing that one in a later episode. But that's basically what it is. Also a returning feature from Game & Watch Gallery 1. Anyway, I've been wasting a lot of time. We still need to play some games today, don't we? But yeah, all of this side business also needs to be shown off at some point. Today we are going to get started with, like I said, probably one of my favorite minigames to play. However, only on Modern. I'm not the biggest fan of the classic variant of this. That one can be quite hectic to play. On Modern, I definitely really love this one, so I'm looking forward for the second half of this episode. But we are going to get started with Classic Chef. And this is the idea. As you can see, a chef is actually going to fling up some food, like any chef would do. And we need to make sure it keeps on bouncing. Speaks for itself, basically. On the easy mode, there's actually 3 we need to hold up. Here on hard difficulty, there's 4 of them. And there's also an annoying cat all the way to the left. That one sometimes actually grabs the piece of food all the way to the left. Similar to how Parachute actually had the tree, where the parachute can actually get stuck into. And therefore, this one can be somewhat annoying to actually deal with. Especially because of all the one-frame animations. Therefore, it's not always as easy to see which of the foods is going to fall first. And therefore, which one you need to stand under first. Yeah, but this one can be quite fun on Modern. I'm pretty sure you can already see why I'm not the biggest fan of the classic variant. Luckily there is some lenience in this minigame. The moment the piece of food actually gets to its lowest point, it does not immediately drop to the ground. You have some margin to actually still get under it and therefore still be on time. Therefore the game is somewhat forgiving, luckily. On easy I usually don't have any problems with this one. There's only 3 pieces of food you need to hold up there. But the addition of that 4th one here on hard difficulty, that definitely, yeah, as you can see, makes it a lot tougher to do. Especially since the pieces of food don't always drop at the same rate. You can probably notice that already. Not every single piece will always get sent up as high as the next one. That actually also differs. So you really need to pay close attention to which one is falling first. Okay, reach 100 points, so everything slows down a bit. That is always the same, so even here. In Chef, that also happens. For every 100 points, you basically enter the next stage, you might say. Making it somewhat easy again. Oh! Almost did not see the one on the left there. But we're still going. 127. Yeah, reaching 1000 points is going to be really difficult here. I know I've been able to do it on easy back in the past when I still played this game. But on hard I can't really remember ever doing it, so not going to count on it happening here. Yeah, commentary-wise, this one is not going to be that interesting, I think. So this might be somewhat more of a gameplay video. I'm trying to stay concentrated and hopefully reach that 1000 points. But the moment things are going to speed up, this one can get really tricky. Oh! The final 25 points are always the most difficult ones, because of the highest speed. Ah, come on! I pressed right, game! But you apparently need to be really fast here. But luckily we're almost at 200 points, so we get a big reset. The big reset. That is how we're going to call it from now on. Yeah, the plus side here in the classic games is the fact that whenever you reach those thresholds, the 200 and 500 points, you reset all of your lives, not just one of them, like in modern. But here you can actually reset all of your lives. So even though I did fail twice already, they are no longer in existence. We'll just see how long we can keep this up. It's going to be a 30-minute episode if I'm able to do both of them in one try, 1000 points. But I don't mind. The more stars I get, the better. Yeah. Starting to get a feel for it now, I think. 1/4 of the way done. Also, one of the bigger problems here is the fact that you need to keep on concentrating, and that is not easy to do. Eventually you're going to get tired. More difficult to actually keep on scanning which of the foods is going to fall first. And then a game like this can be really difficult to actually keep up. I'm the first one to admit that at first it's not really that difficult, but keeping this one up for minutes, that is really difficult to do. 300. Stupid cat. I'm not really sure what triggers the cat actually. I'm actually willing to say that he actually functions randomly, and not per se I did not even see that one. Kinda giving away, I'm already losing focus. I'm trying to give commentary while I'm doing this is also not helping. I did not even realize the one on the right. The struggle is real already. I don't even have 2 stars. And already this is really tricky for me. I think 2 stars is the maximum I can get here. Not counting on anything more than that. Need to reach 500 points before I reset my lives again, so... Already doubting I'm going to reach that. Man, even the sound effects already start sounding scary. The beeps of the sound effects already give away how fast this is going now. Oh, yeah. That one I saw, but I was not able to get there in time. 390, not even 2 stars. Man, this one is difficult. Really need to switch to easy for this one. But that's something for later, if you do not mind. 11 minutes in the video. We have time for the much better variant of this one. A little bit easier to follow along, but also mechanically speaking, way better. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of Classic, the modern variant of Chef is actually really fun to do. And here, I'm a bit more confident of actually scoring really high. And this one I actually played a lot when I was younger, because of really liking it, so... Let's go see. As you can see, we have the Mario Bros as chefs this time. They actually stand on the sides, throwing food up. And we, as Peach, need to hold up the food. If we do that for long enough, eventually the food will get cooked, as you can see. By this omelette, for instance. However, do be careful, because you can also overcook it, and it will become a bad taste for Yoshi here. And Yoshi is actually the one we want to use in order to score points. Make sure the well-prepared food is actually eaten by the Yoshi. Therefore saying you actually need to let it drop. Don't let it drop the moment the food isn't done yet, or if it is overcooked, because then Yoshi will actually go back a stage, making him small again, as you can see. But if he actually eats good food, I believe it's 5 of them or 4, not really too sure what the exact number is. But if he eats enough good food, not that one apparently, this one, yeah, here he goes, he will actually start growing. And there's multiple stages in that. I believe the next one he will start laying an egg, and then the egg will hatch. And then another baby Yoshi will appear. Starting it all over again. But for each egg you hatch, you will actually receive bonus points. Racking up your score, that's basically the idea here. So, make sure Peach always keeps up the food that is not prepared yet. And make it drop into Yoshi's mouth the moment it is done. Don't make it drop on the ground, of course. That will actually cost you a life, just like in Classic. And simply use the A button to turn around, if things actually work out better if Peach is standing facing the other way. But yeah, you can kind of see already this one is actually really fun to do. Because of having the need to turn around sometimes, and also actually deliberately wanting to drop food into Yoshi's mouth, but still, it's a form of dropping food. This one is a lot more strategical than the Classic one. And therefore saying, long story short, a lot more fun to do. And unlike in Classic, as you can see, the food actually bounces around across the room as well. It does not always stay on the same pathway, like in Classic. Here it will actually also bounce across the room. Oh, there we go. Egg is hatched. And as you can see, we get a point bonus of 20 the moment an egg hatches. So it's definitely worth dropping the food into Yoshi's mouth. Of course, you technically don't have to. You can just keep on bouncing the food, just like in Classic. And eventually, if you bounce overcooked food for long enough, it will dissipate into nothing, but you won't lose any points for it. So if you're not feeling confident in dropping the food, you can also just keep it up. But do be careful, because you won't get the point bonus because of hatching a Yoshi egg. Now, that was impossible to reach, game, not fair. But anyway, it was only our first miss. We're quite near our first little threshold. Resetting the lives. 200. Yeah, thank you, Luigi. Here comes the heart. Make sure Yoshi eats that, and we reset our lives. Thank you. Okay, next Yoshi's already grown up, so... Next stage is going to be laying an egg. And I believe here in this variant, the difference between easy and hard is actually also the same. The maximum number of food that can be on screen. Just like with Classic, there's 3 on easy and 4 of them on hard difficulty. Okay, here's the egg. Oh, oops. Yoshi accidentally eats a raw piece of food. Oh. Yeah, there we go. And here we go. Egg hatched, 20 points and 300 points reached. Still doing fine. Okay, next pieces of food coming right up. And it's yours. 350. Looking at all this work in the kitchen does really remind me of the fact that there never has been a true cooking game for Mario. You do see cooking games a lot, so it might be a possibility. You have Cooking Mom and Overcooked and stuff like that. I'm actually surprised they never came with the idea to also make a Mario game with that kind of concept. Would actually be pretty fun now that I think about it. Something like that. I also always enjoy the cooking in the Paper Mario series, so... Even though that is something completely different, of course, I know. But there's also a bit of cooking present there, of course. And I can remember a Mario Party minigame, in Mario Party 8, I believe. And of course also a Super Mario Party. There's also a minigame in there, where you need to cook. But always fun to do. Yeah, racking up score goes a lot faster here. Every piece of food that Yoshi eats gives him 5 points. And every time we get a new Yoshi, it even gives us 20 points. So it goes quite quickly. Oh, whoops. Went back to the right a bit too soon, it looks like. Yeah, this is all a game of timing. You need to be really accurate with your timing here. Sometimes you can get past a bit of food a little bit too quickly. But we're still going, we're still alive. Oh, oops. Luckily Yoshi was here to catch it this time around. Yeah, Yoshi does not immediately return to a previous stage the moment you give him raw or overcooked food. I'm pretty sure you just get a -1, you might say. The game actually keeps track of how many pieces of food Yoshi has eaten. For every 5, Yoshi transforms to the next stage. And if you actually give him a wrong piece of food, it will actually go down by 1. And only if he goes over the threshold again, then he will actually return to a previous stage. I'm not too sure if he's able to disappear completely if you give him wrong food the moment he's baby Yoshi form. I'm not too sure if that can happen, but don't mind me if I don't try that out now. Maybe later in the bonus content, when I will also start working on beating all of these games on easy. Oh, come on! Don't tell me I'm going to fail this one too. This is one of the few games I think I can actually reach 1000 points, so I definitely want to reach it. Especially since the classic variant of this game only gave me 1 star, so need something to make that up. Okay, Yoshi, get that one. Thank you. Give me some breathing room. 7:32. Getting closer and closer. Alright, 3 more, and we're 3/4 of the way done. There we go. Just a bit more. Steak, steak. Oh, oops. Okay, next chance. There we go. Even that's something you can keep in mind, as you can see. The moment the food is cooked, and therefore ready to go into Yoshi's mouth, you don't always have to do it immediately. Just like with the raw food, it actually takes a couple of swings before it gets overcooked. And that one isn't fair. I'm pretty sure it was time. But apparently not. The game never lies. Video games only lie in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Online. That is one big lie. And Among Us, of course. But that game is actually meant to start lying, so... Right, 8:50. No more margin for error, so... Don't mind me if I try to concentrate from this point on. It's not going to get easier. Only more difficult. Omelette is ready. Here we go. Next one. Like this. Yeah, I'm not going to take any unnecessary risks. Don't have the margin to do so. If things become too hectic, I'll just try to keep things simple. Yeah, here comes another one. Like that. Okay, here's the egg. Oh, a bit's overcooked. Oh, help! Let's make it go away by keep on bouncing it. Oh. Oh! It'd be nice if that egg hatches now. Okay, at least these ones are close together. And we are here. Okay. Once again, cut it really close. Reach 1000 points yet again with only 1 more stock remaining. But we were able to get over it successfully. In the Gallery Corner Museum, a new title was just added. I wonder what kind of game it is. Apparently we have reached enough stars in order to unlock the next thing, which is just a Game & Watch Gallery title in the museum. And there's also something on the noteboard. Apparently a hint. But first we're going to check out the reward for 20 stars. Title in the museum. Oh, this one apparently. Oil Panic. Hey, that one sounds familiar. Remember Game & Watch Gallery 1? The dual screen minigame that was in that game. It's also really fun to do. And fun fact, there's also a dual screen Game & Watch Gallery game in this game. In fact, it might even be the other game that is also already unlocked in the museum. Let's also go to the noteboard. We can get that out of the way immediately. For modern. When Yoshi eats cooked food, he'll grow. But if he eats raw or burnt food, the level will go down. Yeah, that's something I already explained myself. We know how that works. Okay, Ball we're not going to talk about yet. We're going to close off this episode, because we have completed Chef, at least somewhat. On Classic, not that successfully. But at least on Modern, we were successful. Next time we're going to continue with another of my favorite games. But then, we're going to play one of my favorite games on Classic. Just like with Helmet. See you folks tomorrow for Vermin. Treecks out.